This changes everything. I actually felt a little bad last night. I regretted something I said when we initially discussed Mark Sanchez on the main channel. I jumped to conclusions. I said that Mark Sanchez would be fine from a legal perspective. He would not serve time in jail, and rightfully so. In my defense, I was basing my opinion on the information that I had at that time. Mark Sanchez was initially charged by Indianapolis prosecutors with 3 misdemeanors. Naturally, I assumed that the 69-year-old man that Mark Sanchez had attacked was doing okay. I thought he walked away from the altercation unscathed. I thought he had successfully defended himself against an overly aggressive, drunk former professional athlete. Yesterday afternoon, after I received a notification from the New York Post, I quickly realized I was wrong. First, let's get to this headline from ESPN from this morning. Mark Sanchez now facing felony charge for altercation. Prosecutors in Indianapolis, they upgraded Mark Sanchez's charges. He is now charged with level 5 felony battery involving serious injury. Instead of receiving probation and a nice pat on the ass as he re-enters society, Mark Sanchez is now facing 6 years in jail, prison. He could potentially be sharing a cell with Captain Doofus from Antifa. Sometimes prosecutors in cases like this, they have a tendency to overcharge, especially in cases involving public figures. But believe me when I tell you, that is not the case here with Mark Sanchez. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. Yesterday afternoon, the New York Post, they obtained photographs of the 69-year-old delivery driver that was attacked by Mark Sanchez. I wish I could show the photos to you guys, but YouTube would probably demonetize the video. I already had the assholes at the SEC steal hundreds of dollars from me yesterday by filing a copyright claim on my Arch Manning video after I had already uploaded it. I'm not the WNBA where it's acceptable to be unmonetized. If you want to see the graphic photos, they're easy to find from the New York Post. All you got to do is Google it. Trust me, it's bad. This ain't good for Mark Sanchez. This poor delivery driver, he's got a clear wound on his cheek, on his face. I assume at one point that Mark Sanchez was able to obtain the knife. He is laying in the hospital bed. He looks to be unconscious. I'm sure the doctors have him heavily medicated to keep him from dealing with all the pain. As it turns out, the elderly man, he's got hearing problems, which isn't surprising. My 74-year-old dad struggles with hearing too. Allegedly, when Mark Sanchez initially approached the man to move his truck, the guy couldn't hear him. He didn't know what the hell was going on. He just sees some gigantic dude who is clearly angry, can't hear a damn word he's saying, so like anyone else would do in that situation, the man grabs his pepper spray and tries to defend himself. Mark Sanchez is lucky that the man wasn't armed. If that were the case, Mark Sanchez would not have to worry about criminal charges. His wife and child, they would be worried about funeral charges. Fortunately, though, both men are going to live, but both of their lives have been changed forever. And for what? Because the poor guy was trying to do his job? Because at 38 years old, Mark Sanchez hasn't figured out how to hold his liquor? You want to know the best way to hold your liquor? You grab the bottle, you take hold of the bottle, and you throw it directly in the trash. I know I went off on a tangent yesterday talking about the booze, but I meant everything I said. I hate to see someone like Mark Sanchez with a lucrative career in broadcasting ahead of him, someone who is highly respected by his peers, his colleagues, someone who, to my knowledge, has never been in trouble in his life. Loving husband, loving father. I hate to see someone like Mark Sanchez ruin his life, destroy his life over a night of hitting the booze. You know, I don't pretend to know everything. I get a lot of things wrong. I offend some people when I talk about the WNBA. A lot of my viewers disagree with me politically, but I can tell you with 100% certainty, nothing, and I mean nothing good, comes from drinking. The booze will destroy your life. It is without a doubt the most dangerous substance. Alcohol withdrawal is the only withdrawal that can kill you. The best way to not become a victim of alcohol is to never start drinking it. Mark Sanchez in deep shit. More than likely, he is going to make this 69-year-old man a millionaire, and rightfully so. Now that these photos have been released publicly, there's absolutely no way that Mark Sanchez is keeping his job at Fox Sports. From a PR perspective alone, can a broadcaster who's getting drunk and beating up on the elderly, whether he serves time in jail, that remains to be seen. Hopefully, though, and more importantly, Mark Sanchez gets his life together. Hopefully, he becomes like Michael Vick, becomes a story of redemption. More importantly, I hope this is a wake-up call for Mark Sanchez and he stops drinking. Because I promise you, if alcohol was not involved, if Mark Sanchez hadn't been drinking, none of this would have happened. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.